of how to use Kahoot in a classroom setting. Kahoot is a gamified approach to delivering a quiz, discussion, or survey. It can be used as an exit ticket for class and is an alternative to the popular Plickers app. The platform gives the student the feeling of playing on a game show. The program is web-based and does not have a limit on the number of players that can participate in a session. So let's get started. First, you want to go to the getkahoot.com website. If you do not currently have an account, you can sign up for one by clicking on the Sign Up for Free button here. Choose your role, your teacher, type in the school name, Cornerstone Prep Academy, then scroll down, choose a username, put in your email address, confirm your email address, choose a password, and then select Create Account. And then once you do that, it will sign you in, and then you'll be on your dashboard. I've just signed in, and you can see this is my dashboard. You wouldn't have any statistics here if this is a new account for you. Notice immediately that you have three options for creating a new Kahoot. You can create a quiz, a discussion, or a survey. I'm going to select quiz for this demonstration. And I'm going to type in Kahoot Demo as my title and then select Go. And then it prompts me for my first question, and I can type in the first question. And let's see. Do you know how to use Kahoot? Notice that you have some editing features here. You can bold, you can italicize, you can also superscript and subscript the text there, and then of course if you select this Greek icon there, you can insert Latin, Greek, currency, math characters, as well as a whole host of arrow options. You can, for each and every question, you can add an image or a video. You can assign points to a question where they would earn points if they got it correct, or you can make the question not earn any points. The default, as far as the time limit that the question will be available on the screen for students to respond to, is 20 seconds. But you can make it as little as 5 seconds or as much as 2 minutes or 120 seconds. To upload an image, you're just going to select Choose File and then pull the image from wherever it's hosted. So if I went in here to my training file, and then I have images in there, and I could pull up any one of those images. I'm going to just select that one, and it's going to process it, and that is the image there. And then of course you want to add choices. Do you know how to use Kahoot? That's a yes or no question, so I'm going to enter yes, no, not sure, and maybe. Notice here that you have a minus sign. So if I wanted to delete any of those options, say that I just wanted to have yes and no as choices, then I just clicked on the minus symbol. To add the choices back, just simply click on the plus sign. You need to also make sure that you make a selection as to which response is correct. So you can choose one or more than one option. You can make them all correct if you choose, but at least one of them needs to be correct. So I'm going to undo that one. And then notice also at the bottom that you can add a question, you can delete a question, you can add a question, you can duplicate this question. Say if you wanted to use the same question but have different response options, you can also cancel out at this point or save and continue, which is what I'm going to do so that we can get to the settings screen here. You can, once you get to this screen, you can edit the title. If you're not pleased with it, you can go back and edit the questions. But for the settings, you can select the language that you want this game to be played in. You can choose the privacy settings. You have private, only, and public. I'm going to select private, and then choose your primary audience. I'm going to select training, but you might want to select school. And then I just bounce down to the difficulty level and move it to whatever is appropriate. In this case, it is beginner. Okay. And then add a description and then any tags if you want to add tags so to make it easier for people to search and to find the Kahoot if you choose to share it. Then once you've made those setting selections, select save and continue. And then if you want to choose a file for the cover of the game, so that's what you would see on your dashboard. And that's also, let's see, I'm going to pull this one here. And so I've uploaded that the same way that I did the other image. Notice that you can also embed a YouTube video that can be displayed in the background while your game is being played. It's experimental, so it may remain for a while. It could go away, and it might not work on every platform. So be aware of that. So now I'm going to select done, and it's created my Kahoot game. Then you have these options to either play it now, preview it, or edit it. I always like the preview because it gives you the opportunity to see what the teacher's screen will look like here on the left, and then on the right what the student would see on their device. I've played the game several times before, so some of these selections are just saved from my previous sessions, but yours might already be no all the way down. So what the options are is to display the game pin number throughout the game, which might be helpful, to minimize the intro instructions, randomize order of the questions, randomize order of the answers, play music. I'm going to turn that off just so you'll be able to hear me. And then the advanced options are to automatically move through the questions. They do progress pretty quickly, especially if you've not changed the amount of seconds that each will display. Require students to rejoin after each Kahoot. I always leave that off. And then you have the option to display your Wi-Fi details, the password as well as the Wi-Fi name if you choose to. So once you've made all the selections that you want to, click on Kahoot, or launch, I'm sorry, and then it will build a pin for you. And the great thing about this screen in previewing is that you can enter that pin right here on this screen, and you can see exactly what the students would see. 3, 4, 6, 3, 1. Going to enter, and then it's going to ask me for a nickname. I'm going to say Judy, and then I'm going to press OK, go, and notice that immediately it adds the student's name to the teacher's screen. If I hover over that name as a teacher, then I could, if it's a name that a student has added that I think is inappropriate, I could click on it and delete it. Notice that also it did put up a little notice to remind students to use appropriate names and not to use naughty names. All right, so now once everybody's in, I'm running this game manually, so I'll have to click on Start. So I'm going to click on Start. It's going to do a little countdown. It's going to bring up the first question. And notice that students will not see the question on their screen. All right, and here's the question. Do you know how to use Kahoot? And I'm going to select yes on the student device. Notice that it tells them immediately that is correct and how many points they've earned. And the teacher also sees on her screen that the student got it correct. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to manually click on Next. And this is the scoreboard that the teacher would see. And it has Judy at the top. She was the only player. So I can either end the game here, end the quiz here. I do that. The teacher would get this on her screen, the top score, Judy, how many points, how many she got correct, how many she got incorrect. And then the teacher would select feedback and results. And this is going to do a couple of things. One, it's going to allow the students the opportunity to rate the Kahoot game this particular game that you just built. So I'm going to rate it 5 stars. Did I learn something? Yes. Do you recommend it? Yes. And how do you feel right now? Just fantastic. And then, of course, the teacher would get the feedback results immediately once they finish that. And then select final results. And then the teacher would see this screen, have the option to play again. Oftentimes students want to play it over and over again because they want to beat the high score. And then if the teacher would like to save the results, they can click on Save Results. They can save it directly to Google Drive or select Download, and it will download it in an Excel format in a spreadsheet. And they can do that. For students to be able to play the game online, they don't need an account. Once they get that PIN number, they can go to Kahoot.it, Kahoot it, and then just enter the PIN number there. Once the PIN number has been created for the game, it does not change. If you have additional questions about Kahoot, click on the FAQ, Frequently Asked Questions tab, and you will see an extensive list of questions and answers for just about anything you can think of to ask them about this particular tool. It is absolutely fantastic. I hope that this has been helpful to you. If you have any questions, you can email me, or you can subscribe to my channel, and I'll be watching the comments. Thanks so much.